Steven Spielberg, the man who made the entire planet terrified of the open ocean, the guy who gave us a bike flying against the backdrop of the moon, and who turned dinosaurs from static museum exhibits into living monsters that snacked on a guy sitting on a toilet. This man took the high-stakes topic of alien disclosure and turned it into 2 hours of absolute boredom, followed by 20 minutes of a movie that actually makes sense. Can you feel that bitterness? That's not your snack. That's your crushed expectations. Disclosure Day, 2026, was marketed as the master's return to the genre he once redefined. We were expecting close encounters for the era of TikTok and flat earthers. Instead, we got a big, expensive, and completely empty wrapper with someone having forgotten to put a soul inside. The plot is a cliché as old as time. Good guys with a secret, chased by bad guys from the government. 2.5 hours of chases, shootouts, intense staring contests, and heroic hacking of databases. It's like a bloated episode of The X-Files, where Mulder and Scully suddenly decided that dialogue is a waste of time, and that it's more important for the audience to watch cars crash. Emily Blunt is literally carrying this train wreck on her shoulders. Her character is the only living thing on screen, excluding those suspiciously plastic-looking CGI deer. She makes those creepy clicking sounds in the trailer, and you think, oh, this is going to be something incredible, a new way of communication that's going to break my brain. It never happens. Blunt is so good that you start to hate the film for not deserving such an actress. The problem with this movie is its age. Spielberg isn't 20 anymore, and that's normal, but his directorial pulse is off. Where there was once wonder, now there's a meticulously staged composition. Where there was once awe for the unknown, now there's just methodical work by the guide. How to make a blockbuster so the investors don't cry. Here's the killer blow. This movie completely fails the essence of fear and hope. Today, we live in a world where people believe the Earth is flat, that vaccines are chips, and that there's a shadow government with big secret is presented with such pathos and naivety that you want to ask, Steve, have you actually watched the news in the last 5 years? $6.5 million. That's exactly how much Disclosure Day earned in its Thursday night previews in North America. A number that puts Spielberg on par with Alien Romulus, an honest piece of trash that doesn't pretend to be a revelation. Used to be, the name Spielberg on a poster was a sacred contract. Today, that contract has been voided. The audience voted with their wallets. They no longer need an important statement buried under 2 hours of car chases. The big reveal at the end? Yes, those very 20 minutes where finally something happens besides chasing, devolves into religious melodrama. And that's a separate conversation. Why does every American film about contact with an extraterrestrial intelligence have to shove Christianity down our throats? Why must we watch characters painfully reconcile the Bible and aliens instead of just showing the damn aliens? This is a disrespect to the audience that wants the unknown, is so complex and far-fetched that any alien intelligence capable of crossing light years should have realized, guys, it would be easier to just send a letter by mail. Visually, but beautiful visuals and a great soundtrack cannot save the vacuum at the center. It's hollow cinema. It flies by in 2.5 hours, and that's a terrifying verdict. Because when you say time flew by about a boring movie, you are actually saying, my head was so empty that I didn't notice how my life passed by. The script is poor. The characters are functions, not humans. You don't empathize with them. When Blunt's character cries over her childhood memory, you only feel irritation, because the explanation of her trauma is so stale and unconvincing that it would have been better left a mystery. Less really is more, but Spielberg and Koepp forgot about that. The comparison with Denis Villeneuve's Arrival kills this film instantly. Arrival had linguistics, the philosophy of time, and a play with form and content. Here, we get car chases, bad guys in suits, and such. Spielberg still knows how to build tension in action. But this scene is like a diamond in a pile of manure. You look at it, you admire the skill, and then you dive back into a viscous swamp of nothingness. The worst part, a real contact. Instead, we get the banal, let's just be kinder to each other, and a pompous look at the sky. Was this worth 2.5 hours? Is this what I paid to go to the cinema for? Even Indiana Jones with a pacemaker ran with more energy than this. I don't hate this film. Hate requires emotion. Disclosure Day only causes slight bewilderment. Spielberg didn't disappoint. He just got tired. Or maybe he was thinking about something else during filming. Or the studio demanded a blockbuster, and he just stretched familiar pattern. Phone will be 100 times more engaging. If you want Spielberg, put on Saving Private Ryan or Catch Me If You Can. Disclosure Day only disclosed one thing. Even kings sometimes miss the plate.